Hey, Neil from Linx Digital here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you our process for finding top-level talent and media buyers for YouTube ads. Now, before I jump into the video, I want to make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel because we are putting out a ton of content and it really does matter to us a lot. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, give this video a like. It really does mean a lot for our team. So in this video, I'm going to be covering the case study portion of our interview process that we put all prospective employees through. Now, this is a extensive interview with a live case study, live demo portion of it. So I'm going to be covering exactly what those questions are that we ask and what the scenarios are. And this is something we've used in our agency to basically hire every single media buyer. And the reason we've gone to this model is it really shows us who knows their stuff when it comes to media buying. Now, on the internet, basically everybody can make up something, right? So this is a good way to filter out people that actually know what they're talking about versus people that are, full of fluff and maybe not as experienced on the platform as we would like. So the way this process works is we basically ask them 2 case study scenarios and then a actual live demo session where I get them to jump on my computer in a live ad account to set up some stuff. And I'll quickly go over what those case studies are, what I look for when I'm asking these questions, and what you should look for when hiring a media buyer. So the first case study usually revolves around a physical product. Usually we go with a supplement brand. And what I want from the person that I'm interviewing is to be able to answer some of the questions for this supplement brand. So the scenario is this. We have a supplement brand that we've been working with that is having a hard time getting new customers. Unfortunately, this case does have some constraints. Some of them being, 1, we can't remarket to their existing audiences. This is intended for acquiring new customers. 2, we have creative limitations. We basically can't make any new ads. We have to work with what we've got. 3, we can't do anything outside of the ad account. See, in this scenario, what I want from the media buyers is what are they going to do to the ad account to make it profitable and get new customers, and whatever they do must be in the ad account itself. They can't get new creative, they can't target new lists, they can't do JVs or anything like that, any influencer marketing or anything like that. I purely want to know what the media buyer would do with just the targeting to get new customers. Basically, what I'm looking for in the people that I'm interviewing is a variety of ideas and domain expertise across all YouTube ads, right? So some of the common answers that I get back are, trying different ad formats, which is a easy thing that we recommend doing. So not just sticking to in-stream ads, right? Because you're limited on creative and you're limited on the remarketing audiences, try different ads, right? And I want to get as many ideas on the different types of placements, the keywords, the in-stream audiences, what sort of other similar audiences, in Facebook terms, what sort of lookalike audiences would people come up with? And I want to get as many different ideas flowing as possible. Now, what this shows is that the media buyer actually knows the different types of targeting options as well as different ad types, right? So that they're not just used to running in-stream ads. And then I'm also looking for the obvious things when it comes to the fundamentals of marketing. I'm looking for analysis based on demographics, whether they should expand globally, whether they should expand into a certain geography. And I want to make sure that the person that's interviewing for us actually knows how to run and interpret demographic data, right? That they can jump into AdSense, they can build customer avatars, and they can actually take that data and reflect it in new campaigns. So that is what I'm looking for in this case. The second case study and real world scenario that we have people go through is kind of more tailored for Facebook. Before, we used to have a really hard time finding people that knew YouTube ads. So we would try and get Facebook media buyers and then basically teach them how to do YouTube ads. Nowadays, it's a lot easier to find media buyers because YouTube has gotten a little bit more popular. So we can kind of tailor this question for YouTube ads itself. So the scenario is this. We have been contacted by a real estate development team that's trying to sell a ultra wealthy apartment building where there's a bunch of apartments and condos in downtown Manhattan. and the condos cost about 10 to 15 million dollars, right? So that is kind of the gist of it. But this is a completely new ad account, so you don't have remarketing audiences, you don't have existing data, you don't have any audiences that you've built up. And what I want to know from the person that I'm interviewing is how would they go about selling these apartments and setting up viewings through YouTube ads. And the reason we chose real estate here, and this is kind of a big thing on Facebook, is because it is one of those restricted segments where you can't advertise freely. So I want to make sure that the person that I'm interviewing actually knows the policies of advertising online, and they can work around some of those policies and they can adhere to them. What I'm also looking for is that they can zero in on a specific demographic, right? Obviously, this is a building in Manhattan that's tailored to a small percentage of people that can actually buy, right? The apartments cost $10 million to $15 million. So there's going to be a very niche market that can actually afford this product. So I want to make sure that the person that I'm interviewing can actually target them. And I want to know how exactly they would target them. What sort of, keywords or placements or targeting will they choose to get behind these people? And then I also want to know what the creative strategy is. Obviously, this is a brand new ad account and there are no creative limitations, unlike the previous case study. So I want to know what sort of creatives that they would come up with. And I usually just get them to explain what sort of ads they would make. Would they be some, walkthrough ads, some testimonial ads, maybe the real estate agents doing a walkthrough? What sort of ads would they use to, set up viewings and potentially sell this house? There are a ton of different directions that the potential interviewee can take this question, and I like to keep it open-ended just to see what sort of ideas do they have. What are their experiences with things like policy? What are their experiences with different types of creative, right? You don't just have to be a technical media buyer. I want to see if you have some of the creative chops that are needed to be successful with YouTube ads. Now, the third task, and I think this is the most important task out of the three, is a live demo, right? So basically what I do here is I get the interviewee to get remote access to my computer and I show them a very basic opt-in funnel. It's basically an email collection page where they get sent to a thank you page. And what I want them to do is set up a conversion for a lead inside my AdWords account. So I basically give them access to the landing page software and I tell them where they can put the code. And basically I let them figure it out and figure out how they can set up this conversion. And the reason I let them do this on my computer is I want to see how comfortable they are with the AdWords platform, right? Are they spending a lot of time moving around the platform? Do they not know where they're going? Or do they know exactly where to go, how to set up conversions? They've hard-coded conversions. They've pasted code before. They know how to validate conversions before, right? Obviously, a lot of this stuff does convey experience, and that's what we're really looking at. Now, having them actually do this on my computer is really, really beneficial because this is what really weeds out people that know what they're talking about versus people that may have seen a couple videos on YouTube ads and they're overreaching for a job, right? So this is a great way to filter. And I highly recommend, if you are actually looking for a media buyer, having them jump on an active ad account, right? See how comfortable they are inside an active ad account and see how they can navigate through it. It will show you guys a lot of insight on the potential media buyer. But these are the 3 steps that we have used to hire all of our media buyers, right? So over the last few years, every single media buyer that we've hired over at Linx Digital, we've made them go through this test. So I have compiled a massive list of answers. And now basically every time I do these 3 tests, I know exactly what to expect. I know what are some of the good answers. I know where the experts, how they kind of convey their knowledge. And I kind of had a good guideline judging if a media buyer is worth the money or not. So I hope this helped you. I hope that now you have somewhat of an idea on how to hire, what sort of tools and tests that you guys can run. And hopefully this will make your next hire a lot more valuable. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, please make sure you like it and you're subscribed to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.